Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Quick look here again at Bitcoin, double checking a few key factors. Looking a bit on the bearish side right now, but again, it's still too early to tell. We are looking for a candlestick closure at about 69,800 as a stronger probability of upside. If we close below that, it may be a different story altogether. So we're going to look at that and a few other things. Just know if you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you hitting the like button, commenting below. Absolutely appreciate that. So let's take a quick look here. This is the 1 month look back for liquidation levels. Just give you perspective, and I'm just kind of want to recap this here from earlier today if you missed it. 72,200 is that resistance range, so to speak, that area in which we see a lot of liquidation. That's a resistance based on recent highs, but also a fib level. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the truth here is that we are, even though it's a likelihood of getting that level swept, there's still a possibility of the price coming down lower. Now, there's not a lot of incentive based on liquidation for the price to go down right now, but again, 70,000 keeps rejecting and the price action cannot seem to pass that level. And with the Fed meeting coming up this week, I just think in general, it's best to kind of pump the brakes on any kind of trading position. Here's something that's also forming on the last 7 days worth of trading. We can see 68,300 is the next possible liquidation level for us if the price continues lower. So it would be advantageous to consider a secure profit target there for a short if you're taking one, just above that level, maybe 68,500, 68.6. You never want to secure a profit right at the exact level. You want to do just before so you can ensure you get filled. But anyways, just some things to kind of think about. Larger time frame, we got 72,200. A smaller time frame here, we got about 68.3, 68.4. Okay. So those are some back-end levels there. And if you didn't catch my analysis from earlier today, that's fine. This is basically just a quick summarization. 0.382 at 69,800 is that level what we wanted to get confirmation today to be able to give us confirming factors the price is going to continue further up. Now, not to say it can't still do that. In fact, Bitcoin's really good about getting you to think that you need to short and then instantly reversing it for you. Okay. But all shenanigans aside, we are kind of wavering above and below this ascending trend line. That's a larger trend line on it's a larger moving average on larger time frames. Okay, we'll look at that here in a minute. But the simple way to understand it here is we are hoping for a closure at 69,800, and unfortunately we can't, and we'll likely not see that unless we get a pump here in the next 50 minutes. So just know it's not looking like that's a probability. Which does imply that we could see a push or a run towards 69,300 and possibly even break below that. We'll look at a few other things here, but I just want to kind of throw it out there that there's more chances now than earlier today that the price can break down and continue lower. So again, I'm not crying wolf here or anything, just saying, generally speaking, this ABC pattern could fulfill itself based on the simple fact that we are starting to see that descending trend. Okay, so having said that, daily time frame, just to quickly summarize, we're still over the 20-day SMA. Okay, so it's not a bearish situation here. We're over 50 in the RSI. Stochastics trying to swing up. Money flow index is in good shape. And MACD, while it's diverging here, we're still not all that terrible. So again, I know it sounds weird and feels strange to say, but this is technically still more bullish than bearish. But it's still one of those false positives, kind of like a weird situation leading into the Fed meeting and then, of course, CPI data tomorrow. So my recommendation is to wait for those two things to happen before considering a trade. As much as I want to send out a signal and kind of get you guys some money here, it doesn't make a ton of sense if there's not a lot of confirmation. And that confirmation is coming from Bitcoin in most cases for these altcoins that are knee-jerk reacting down as Bitcoin dominance is going up. It broke through that resistance at 55% and it's just continuing higher. Actually, it was 55.3. But generally speaking here, this is not an ideal situation for the market as far as altcoins are concerned. We need this to start pulling back to be able to start seeing some benefit or some outcomes there. Having said that, let's go ahead and look at the 4 hour and just finish this up here. To quickly note here as well, when I talked about this earlier with the moving averages, we're still above all moving averages this morning. Right now, we're below the 50 and the 20. So that narrative has changed a lot. So what we could see tomorrow is potentially a bearish backtest of that 70,000, maybe 70,200. And work its way down. This 0.5 fib level is holding strong as a resistance, which is roughly that 70,000 mark. Okay, so again, 70,000 is that psychological resistance level now. Okay, so we got to recognize that that is an important level, and we need more volume to be able to blast through that, which could happen with a fundamental catalyst, likely CPI data and or the Fed meeting tomorrow or the day after. So just please be mindful that is coming. It's an inevitability, and it's a distinct probability we're going to see something happen because of that. Having said that, let's take a quick look here at the Hourly, oh sorry, but before we move on, the 4-hour time frame, we're still under 50 on the RSI. Stochastic's trying to swing up, and money flow index is coming down. And of course, with the MACD diverging here, these are all signs we saw earlier today that were kind of showing signs of improvement, but not now. We got a full-on bearish engulfing candle in the last 4 hours, followed by a doji candle here. So it's not really looking all that good. Hourly time frame, we talked about this earlier, but we're still underneath the cloud. We got rejected pretty solid. That's why you always wait for confirmation above the cloud. It's a very, very good indicator. And with that not being present, we have no reason to consider the price action is going to go up at this point. It seems more probable we're going to get a retest at 69,300 or lower. Okay? So that is roughly where we're at here. It's not fantastic, not favorable. In a perfect world, the price comes back up here to retest 70,000, and we get a bearish back test with a maybe a double top. That would be a best case scenario for shorts. Right now, it feels weird shorting the potential bottom because I'd much rather try to take a long at 67,000, and right now we're not even close to that. Okay. Either way you look at it, that's a conversation for another day. The truth is, when we look at our TPO here, we can see that we are now likely below that level. Okay. All right, so again, we see this most recent point of control, 69,500, and we are in a general area just below that. So it does show that the bears have controlled this last 24-hour period. And that really just implies the price is more likely to go down with 3 days in a row, being below that point of control here, that local point of control. So this is not fantastic by any stretch. So do you just short your shirt off right now? Probably not, but if you're going to consider one, it wouldn't be the worst idea. Same thing would follow suit with most altcoins too. But again, just keep in mind shorts are inherently more risky. Probably not that smart to go ahead and take a short right now either. You probably want to wait for the fundamental catalyst to occur and kind of trade based on that price action. That's just me personally. That's how I like to trade. I like to be patient and wait, and some of our impatient traders are curious what's happening next, and I can tell you it's developing, all right? When we have a massive correction like this and altcoins go down 10 to 20%, really the best thing you can do is just pump the brakes, relax, and not overtrade. Overtrading is a very significant problem with a lot of newer traders that come over to our community. Either way, if you're new to my community, thanks again for watching. I hope you can read through our signals guide. Make sure you get familiar with how I structure my trades. These are available on the website as well if you prefer, but generally speaking, it's all there for you. Get your learn on. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.